Welcome to your Optavia Lifebook audio channel. Today we're going to be diving into Element 4, Part 3. And just to do a little bit of a recap, we have been learning what it means to live above the line or below the line. And in the last video, we built on that concept and we added in just a very real awareness to what it means to live in the drama triangle, where we feel either like a victim in our life, we are the hero or we want to go out and rescue everybody, or the villain. And so identifying those pieces in our life really help us understand a little bit more about ourselves and what we need to do to move over to the empowerment triangle. And this is where we get an opportunity to create our new story. We get to help others instead of try to rescue them. We empower them to be successful. We recognize that our obstacles are the way to help us be better. And then we also recognize, which this is the key element, that we are in charge of what happens. We take that personal responsibility. So we're in the concepts today, we're going to build on those. And I don't think I mentioned it, but my name is Christy Baker, and I am a certified independent Optavia health coach. And this channel is just my gift to you. If you're a client of Optavia, welcome. We want to make this resource as accessible and easy for you to incorporate in your daily life. So come back and join us. If you could just take a moment right now and push that like button so we can continue to grow this channel and make it more available to more people, that would be wonderful. Let's go ahead and dive in today. We're going to be starting on page 111. So if you want to go back to your physical book later on and check out some of these graphs, that's where we'll be headed to today. So we're asking ourselves, how do we get out of that reactionary state? Think of this as taking regular trips to the mental gym. We'll start with some really useful and interesting tools to help you. But first we need to take a look at how the world works and how many fail when they try to change. When you escape your hectic schedule and are on vacation, spending some time alone or on a quiet walk, then your health and well-being intentions will make sense. You know that it's important to lose some weight, to start to move more, and to make sure you get more sleep. Without the constant stream of what it seems to be like negative information, it would be easier to install your new habits and stay on plan. But sadly, your great intentions seem to wilt when life gets in the way. And unfortunately, we can find ourselves reacting in a way that may not be in our best interest. That's why we can be in charge in 1 minute and then find ourselves acting like the spoiled kid in the next, doing something that we know does not serve our best interest. The rational brain, our thinking brain, knows what is best in times of calm. It's barely, if at all, aware when your lower brain senses something is wrong. Most don't stand a chance as they sleepwalk through life in an unconscious state. The stimulus creates an immediate response from our emotional brain without a gap or time for thinking. It looks something like this. I'll show you the little graph that's on page 112. And it says stimulus and immediate response. I explained this earlier, and in part 1.6 of Dr. A's Habits of Health, You in Charge of Yourself, Setting Up for Success. We will further discuss how our emotional or Labrador brain reacts at a subconscious level. When something happens to us, we respond at a reactive level. It activates us, and we tend to drift below the line and into the drama triangle. We eat, act, and respond in ways that do not serve our new desire to create optimal health and well-being, the things that you have created in your thinking brain. Can you recall a situation where your reactive brain dominated your response rather than your rational brain? Take a moment and think of a story that recently happened to you. Without conscious awareness, All the above the line attributes, which are so important in developing your news story, will never get online and so have no chance of taking charge. I'll show you a little graph that we're referencing right now in just a moment. In the visual below, you can see the stimulus does not have time to reach the thinking brain before you've already eaten the donut, yelled at your kids, or shown a single finger to a passing motorist, burning very few calories in the process. Here's an example of our lower brain. He calls it the lizard brain. This is the brain that is just part of breathing, like our physical body motions that we don't even have to think about, our heart beating, our breath. Right above it is our Labrador brain. This is our emotional brain that we call the reactive state. And at the very top is our human critical thinking brain. And over here we have the stimulus and our response. The key to regaining control starts with self-awareness. We need to create a pause in our life, even a momentary one, so that we create time for the areas of higher thought to be present. The conscious thoughts can take over and put you back in charge. How do we break the stimulus response and triggers reactive behavior and gains control over our automated brain and subconscious mind? Stop, challenge, choose. This is all about becoming fully aware at the moment when the stimulus or event happens so that you can choose to delay the immediate response from being triggered. To do this, we need to engage our thinking brain. Self-awareness is the first step in changing our previous programming. It will be one of the most important habits of health that you will learn. It will develop throughout your journey and you'll use it on a daily basis. There are many ways to work on becoming more aware, which we will develop together, including a focus on your breathing and the important use of meditation as a habit of health. For now, I'm going to give you some cues your body serves up when it's time to go into your prehistoric state on you. This will give you some ways to start breaking the stimulus response behavior instantly. It begins by becoming more aware of your body and detecting the signals coming up from your unconsciousness as they rise to the surface. Anytime that you feel that something isn't quite right, you will sense your breathing start to change. Your heart rate increases, a lump forming in your throat, a queasiness sitting in the pit of your stomach. These are all signals that should make you stop before saying or doing anything. These sensations are a sign of your awareness that an emotion is rushing through your body. It is usually connected to an action. Let's run through the stop, challenge, choose response. Stop means that your mind and your body are tightly linked. The physical sensations, like that feeling in your gut, are cues that signal you to immediately take control of your current situation. Challenge. By becoming good at stopping, you are putting yourself in a position to know how to control your response to a negative feeling or emotion. In the chapters that follow of The Healthy Mind, we will go into this in much more detail. For the moment, once you have stopped the immediate response, there are some things that you can do to cool off. Usually, negative feelings are generated when our ego or identity are somehow threatened. It takes about 2 minutes for the emotion to pass once you recognize it, and it will take its natural course. If I find that I drink a glass of water before talking or take a deep breath before acting, then I can fully engage my rational brain and decide what action will move me forward in my health, my relationships, and my overall well-being. Triggers, such as your immediate urge for sugar, chocolate, a salty snack, or another habit of disease, will cause your body to send out similar signals that you can now detect to prevent mindless eating. Choose. This book is making you aware, teaching you the principled habits of health so that you will have a growing repertoire of better choices to make in every circumstance. Like all other habit installations, using Stop, Challenge, Choose, it will take time and practice to learn and install, but over time they will become automated. If you think about it, we're right back to the trio of cue, routine, and reward. Your detected feeling is the cue, which signals stop. The routine is your thinking challenge of sorting out what's going on. And the reward is making the right choice by choosing an action that turns a potential negative action into a positive one. This will give you an incredible sense of accomplishment. Okay, we're going to stop there for today, ending on page 115. And these elements that we discussed today of Stop, Challenge, and Choose will be referenced over and over again as we continue to read through the Lifebook. I would highly encourage you to go back to this section and reread it or listen to it again and really start understanding how you can apply those concepts of Stop, Challenge, and Choose when you're being triggered. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't done it yet, push the like button before you leave and hit the notifications. That way you can tell when our next video is coming out. Thanks so much for joining me.